Hello everyone, my name is Tudor Borlea and today I'm going to talk to you about the General Data Protection Regulation or GDPR and how Collibra can help you be compliant. So I'd like to start with a quote from the International Association of Privacy Professionals. It says, before you secure your data, you have to know your data. You have to know what data you have, where you have it, why you have it, and how you use it. And I think that's very relevant in the context of data governance overall and GDPR in particular, our topic of conversation today, as GDPR affects every company inside or outside the EU that wants to offer its services to clients located in Europe. That means both data controllers, legal persons such as a company, and data processors, for example, a software as a service provider. So both of these groups are impacted. And it's not as much about protecting data as it is about protecting the rights of the data subjects, those whose data your organization is capturing. And one of the biggest challenges GDPR poses for companies affected by the regulation is the fact that the time to report certain data breaches is reduced to 72 hours. That means at a moment's notice, companies will need to answer questions such as who owns the data? What data do we share with people? Where do we get it from? What controls do we have in place? And what is the impact in the case of a breach? Today, most companies would probably need weeks to answer such questions. And under GDPR, this is no longer acceptable. GDPR has the following key challenges or characteristics. There's a tight deadline. It comes into full force on 25th of May 2018. It's not easy to fix. It requires program that needs to be implemented in terms of data governance. There are fines applicable, quite large ones, up to 4% of annual turnover or 20 million euros, whichever the larger. And you don't really get exempt because you're too small, especially if your company deals with data as its main source of income. And in the following example, I would like to cover a few of the key topics in the GDPR regulation and show how the Collibra Data Governance Center can help you meet those challenges. So just a couple of points about how Collibra helps you with GDPR. So it helps you identify and classify your data because you can't manage data you don't know, and not all data is worth the same level of protection. It helps identify and classify your business processes. This is what we call the top-down approach. So per business entity, what are the processes manipulating your PII? That's the personal identifiable information that you collect about your customers or your employees for that matter. Then it helps put this data in context. What is it linked to? Where does it go? How do we use it? You can then build your data protection office register, assign controller and processors in a controlled manner, establish the consistent policies as part of an overall approach to safeguarding sensitive data. And that gives the data authority, which is your data governance council, that will reflect the living body that is your data and organization. And it tracks all the changes that happen with regards to data. And that means proper notification, escalation, and collaboration between all the data citizens. It also allows you to track risk measures and use mitigation processes, and we'll cover that in a few examples in a moment. So Collibra is the system of record for data change agents. It allows you to find, understand, and trust your data